What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? Elmo Gonzalez here with G Sports and Entertainment. Look, we have back to the family, Jeremy Mitchell. Welcome back, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing really great, man. It's good to be back.
Today we got a treat for everyone. We are going to do a Pendulum tutorial focusing on the Guard Dragon combo that he has in his deck. A lot of people messaged him about it, so we're here to do the tutorial about it, and we'll go on to the video.
Alright, so as you can see, I'm shuffling. This is a pretty different build than I played at the PPG event. I just wanted to test out builds until before YCS Atlanta. So let's see how I do. Let's see how the hand looks. So, oh god. Okay. This is okay, I guess. Again, I don't want to open up Goliath, but you know, you can still do play. You can still do the play with the Goliath. So, all right. So first, what I would do Chronograph's effect to summon out the Time Gazer. All right, and then normal purple poison. Then go into Electromite. At this point, I would send. You have to send Harmonizing. Or do you? That's tricky. I think, for the whole play you have to have Darkworm in grade, right? So let's just send Darkworm. Darkworm in the extra deck, excuse me. Alright, shuffle it up. So with this, what I have now, like, I have pin call so I can get to Harmonizing. I already know that, so pretty much I'm just gonna put Dragon Pit in scale, use Electromite effect, and then add Dragon Pit back. And then we're going to use Electromite's effect to draw a card. It's Darkworm. So at this point, I really just need to keep the high scale. So we're going to send Darkworm. Search for Harmonizing and the Oath Dragon. Okay, so let's do Dragon Pit. Oath. Yeah, at this point I probably would just add back the purple poison because I'm probably gonna lose a scale. So I'm probably gonna use purple poison for the combo. So at this point I'm just gonna pin summon out Time Gazer and Darkworm. The Harmonizing. When you're doing this play, you always want to make sure that the Harmonizing. Always make sure first and foremost, always make sure Darkworm is always in the right side, all the way to the right, because placement is everything with this combo. So, but for this instance, again, Harmonizing should be either here in the left middle or the right middle. I hope I'm saying that right. But under the Electromite, usually where I put it, or you want to put it right here. If I had an Apex or something like that, it would be right here. Apex or Jackal, you always want to put the extra negate all the way to the far left. So, but with this hand, you can either summon this to give it to get somebody to ill play, or what I would probably do is just go for the just keep hand advantage. Really, just try to keep stuff in your hand because you're already gonna lose this in your hand because you drew it. But yeah, in this instance, just keep everything in hand. So for this effect, I would summon out. At this point, I would probably just summon out. Yeah, just pretty much summon out anything that you don't think you would need. I'll just summon out the other purple that's in the deck. You don't need really the other one at this point. So, alright, in this instance, we'll go Synchro into Meteor Burst, another card that I really suggest that Pendulum players play because it's a great combo card that can get you into anything, get you in the vortex quicker when you don't think you have to play. Oh, excuse me. When you summon Darkworm, search the Gazer. It doesn't matter. Just always remember that. So Meteor Burst effect will summon the Dragon Pit, and this point you go into the Absolute Dragon, and now you would normally what we would do, we would use these two to go into Zephyr Metaltron, but I think adding the addition of Ib, so you would use this and pretty much another card to go into Ib. Then use the effect of Absolute to go into Vortex Dragon. And now you can send Dark Worm for the LP play. And LP's effect. Again, you drew the Dark Worm. You drew the Goliath, so it can summon from hand, thank God. So you summon the Goliath. And that's pretty much the play. What's great about Ib is that she allows you to keep Electromite on board. And when you can keep Electromite on board, you don't have to worry about, it gives your opponent something to worry about actually, because they know, like any Pendulum player knows, if this is still kept on board when it's your next turn, you could do so many things and this allows you to plus a lot more. So they have to worry about it, because we usually link it off, right? We usually link it off with Zephyr Metatron, is always engraved. But with this way, you keep it on board. Ib is here, and what's great about Ib is that it protects your monster. So a lot of people ask, why do I play Goliath instead of Sloth? Because you can pin summon Sloth, right? That's true. But with Goliath, he's bigger, and everyone in their mama size Pregatops against any Pendulum player, pretty much. It's just a great side card. So what Ib does, it protects you, and Ib can't be destroyed by battle while it's linked. And so they really can't out Ib. So what they would do is they'll try to, like, you can't run over Goliath. You can run over Sloth with Pregatops, but with Goliath you can. So the only option they can do is pretty much trying to pop it, and Ib protects it by sending herself to Graveyard Resolution. So that's what's so great about Ib, and it protects both of your monsters. Again, the hand was really subpar, but again, if I had like an Apex or whatever to go right here, or a Jackal, that's pretty much what you want to end with. And this board by itself can just pretty much in the game, because Goliath is that powerful to stop you from going to the extra deck. It's really amazing. So that's the whole combo with Ib. I would suggest people to play it. So yeah, that's the first combo. All right. So for the second combo, I'm just gonna get a 5-card hand that most people would think is like not that great, and I'm gonna turn it into something better by the use of Time Star. So I'm just gonna do like a really random hand, a pretty standard hand where you don't open up Harmonizing. That's pretty much where I'm going with it. So something like that, okay? So we have a hand like this, right? You don't have Harmonizing, and normally, a lot of Pendulum players ask me, like, how are you going to do so great with a deck? Because you don't always open up Harmonizing. If you don't open up Harmonizing, you're pretty much going to lose. In some instances that could be true, but what I've with testing whatever, I've learned to just try to make plays without having Harmonizing, and see how far I can go with it. So in this hand, so you look at the hand, the first thing I would do is summon Dark Worm, add a gate 0, right? And then whenever I have like Oath and Wisdomite and other magicians, I'm always going to scale Oath, because I'm not going to keep it in hand and then to scale everything else and then pretty much have Oath like dead. So I'd rather just have Oath and Wisdomite, do the effect, to scale Black Fang. Again, I love Black Fang. I think Black Fang might be one of the best magicians in the deck. At least in my opinion, the amount of plays you can do with Black Fangs is amazing. But anyways, so now just pin summon out everything, right? Pin summon out everything. So then at this point, going to Electromite, and right now normally, let's say like I had like another magician, right? And this wasn't Dark Worm. It was like another magician, or any other level 4 or whatever. I would send Dark Worm, right? But since I already have it, let's just send I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the Guard Dragon play. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, let me just get in the gate, really, pretty much. So let's just send a Jackal, right? So now, a lot of Pendulum players are so quick to activate Electromite, But I think what I've learned is that I want to make this as useful as possible, because Black Fangs is so amazing like that. So what I would do for this, especially for this combo, going to Time Star, and what you always have to realize, again, placement is everything with the Guard Dragons. So put Time Star always on the right, always to the right side, and you'll see why in a minute. But it needs to be on the right side for this play to work. So detach. It really doesn't matter what you detach. And we're going to add a Chronograph. So at this point, we're going to use Oath to add back Wisdom Eye. And now we're going to do the play. So Electromite to pop Black Fang to add back the Jackal that you sent. So now it's going to be Electromite Chainlink 1, Black Fang Chainlink 2, target your purple poison, and Chronograph Chainlink 3. So you summon Chronograph and the Jackal King. Black Fang will summon out purple poison, and then Electromite will give you a draw. It doesn't matter what you draw. So now in this instance, we're going to link summon again into Borrelsword Dragon. So what's great about Borrelsword Dragon for the LP play as well is that he gives you 2 zones pointing down, and that's perfect for the whole LP play. And as I said earlier, if this was here, you can't do it at that point. So I always just put it to the right. That way it stay out the way. And now you're free to do the whole play. So excuse me. So you summon LP. Then since they're both pointing to the same spot, you summon Goliath. And that's the combo right there. Remember that mediocre hand that looked really bad, but Time Star made it into a great board from that hand's perspective. Time Star protects Goliath and your Jackal King. If you want, you can put the Wisdom Eye and Scale that you added back to give this a counter, so God be ready to negate something. So if they summon Pregatops, the only thing they can do is try to attack into Time Star and then try to pop it. But then you have Borrelsword to put it to defense mode. So then they'll try to pop it, and then you get to send a Magician from deck to grave to protect it. So it's just, again, Time Star is so amazing for this deck. It was made for this deck. I would prefer any Pendulum player to play it. So yeah, again, I prefer Time Star because it's just amazing. And if you know the combos to do with Time Star, if you know what you're doing, if you try to think ahead with the deck, you already know what you want to do. Time Star helps you out so much. And always remember, it adds from graveyard, deck, deck, and extra deck. So if you get drolled, and that happens a lot in some instances where you get drolled and you'll summon Time Star and you'll use the effect, it'll be like, whoa, you can't do it because you're drolled, you can't add. But if Time Star adds from graveyard or extra deck. So it's just a great thing to remember about Time Star. Yeah, so that's the combo.
All right, Jeremy, glad you're back on the team, man. Thank you very much for this little insight on your deck. We'll see you guys in Atlanta.